Live, this is News Channel 8 Today on your side.
A man is in critical condition after a deputy-involved shooting in Hillsborough County.
Drop that gun! Drop a gun! Drop it now! Drop the gun! Drop it now! Drop the gun! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Drop it!
What we're learning from newly released body camera video.
And fears of monkeypox growing nationwide. What health officials in Florida are saying about 2 presumptive cases in the state.
Plus, the sweep is complete. The Lightning send the Florida Panthers packing. A look at where the Bolts go from here. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Avery Cotton.
And I'm Chris Martinez. And Bolts fans came out in droves to cheer on their team every step of the way.
Who's ready to party this Tuesday morning? All those people were in Thunder Alley cheering on the team and even endured a brief downpour at one point. I'm sure that didn't stop them from jumping and dancing around there.
Nope.
What a great game that was.
My goodness.
I can't believe we shut them out. I mean, Vasilevsky is, he's amazing.
Unbelievable.
Man, Thunder Alley was lit last night. I'm over here like, dang, I was sleeping. It was turning up.
You were sleeping, they were sweeping. Look at it.
Yep.
Man. And you talked about that small little downpour. We given everyone sort of that heads up that while the day would be dry, sort of those late night showers, and that's what happened. I do think it's going to basically happen again today as well. I mean, take a look at the last 6 hours where that's when that one little quick shower pushed through into downtown and out into the Gulf of Mexico. So again, some late night showers here since midnight. We still have some lingering clouds as people are waking up super happy this morning. It is 80 at Tampa International Airport though, with a heat index of 84. So these current temperatures certainly running above what we would expect for late May, but yeah, it feels humid and like summer. 77 in Lakewood Ranch. Zephyr Hills, you're at 72, St. Pete's at 78. And so as the kids, your school year is winding to a close. You're heading out to the bus stop again today. It's hazy, it's steamy. It's 78 this morning. So my fantastic scale today is going to get a 6 because, again, it's mostly sunny through the day, making it up to 93, high heat and humidity. Just not a lot of rain during the day. So we're going to detail when those rain chances increase coming up. Let's see what's happening on the roads on this Tuesday.
All right, let's do it. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Hey, if you are waking up in Bradenton, I would avoid traveling northbound on US 41, also known as 14th Street, right near the DeSoto Square Mall. It's all because FHP, they're investigating a deadly crash. All northbound lanes of 41 have shut down because of that investigation. So your alternate route, it's going to be traveling northbound on 9th Street. Instead, you also have 301 Boulevard as an alternate route. That's your only problem in Manatee County. And honestly, it's the only problem across Tampa Bay. Right now in downtown Tampa, it looks good. It's lit up in that Bolts blue. North and southbound lanes are moving along with no issues. Let's head on up to Paul Amison. I know he's making his way down to the Bradenton area. Where are you now, Paul?
Hey, Deanne, good morning. We're just about here. If you look right off the nose of the helicopter, right behind the trees, there's the accident. So we'll be over it by the next one. But again, the roadway's shut down. So stick around. We'll have a live report coming up in a couple minutes over the scene of the crash. Back to you.
All right, we'll check in with you soon. Thanks, Paul.
Well, this morning, newly released body cam video shows the moment when a Hillsborough County deputy shot and injured a suspect.
And on your side's Beth Rousseau live for us this morning with the latest developments on this case. Good morning, Beth.
Hey, Chris and Avery. Sheriff Chad Chronister says that deputies came here to Dover searching for Dwayne Davis, and they found him in the shed at the very back of this property that you can just see. They say at first it appears that he surrenders, and then he reaches for a gun.
Drop that gun! Drop a gun! Drop it now! Drop the gun! Drop it now! Drop the gun! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Drop it back!
And the sheriff says this is how it played out for those deputies who were here attempting to arrest Davis for shooting a relative on April 20th. Now, at last update from HCSO, they tell us that he's in critical condition at the hospital because multiple of those deputies' bullets hit the 35-year-old. Now, Davis's girlfriend, Dana Rice, is also facing charges related to this incident. And this video, this body camera video, is going to become a key piece of evidence for FDLE. That's who's going to be taking over this investigation because it does involve 2 Hillsborough deputies. So that's who we will be checking with for all the updates that we bring you. For now, we're live in Dover this morning. Beth Russo, 8 on your side.
And developing now, health officials in Florida are investigating a second presumptive case of the monkeypox. Both cases are out of Broward County, and they're being linked to recent international travel. The Department of Health in Broward County is notifying any close contacts. It says individuals who've been potentially exposed will get the help they need. The mayor of Broward County is describing the monkeypox cases as, quote, very isolated incidents. And right now, the CDC is investigating multiple suspected cases of the monkeypox nationwide. The potential spread has many Americans worried for their health. Ahead at 6:45, we'll explain how the government plans to protect everyone from the illness.
In Pinellas County, Largo police arrested a man in connection to a suspicious death investigation. Detectives say Thomas Henderson and the victim knew each other, but they are not giving any additional details right now in this case. Police say the investigation began when they found a man dead inside a mobile home. Well, the runway at St. Pete Clearwater International Airport, it is open again after a plane caught fire there. All flights were delayed while crews responded to the scene after the plane's brakes failed while landing. According to St. Pete fire officials, that prop plane hit a fence near Stony Brook Drive and Ulmerton Road North. The pilot was the only one on board and was saved by a witness on the ground.
I was worried about dying. I was worried about, I was scared. I was point blank scared. I didn't know if I'd come out.
We are told the pilot was not hurt in the crash. The FAA is now investigating.
The man convicted of the street racing crash that killed a young mom and her 1-year-old lost his court appeal. A state court affirmed Cameron Herron's sentence of 24 years in prison. Herron was driving more than 100 miles an hour down Bayshore Boulevard when he hit Jessica Robinault and her daughter Lilia. He was sentenced last year. Yesterday marked 4 years since that accident. And a federal appeals court says a Florida social media law is unconstitutional. The law was intended to punish social media platforms for banning politicians. The 3-judge panel found it was an overreach for Governor DeSantis and the Florida legislature to tell the social media companies how to conduct their work. They believe the law was a violation of the First Amendment.
All right, back to the Lightning now, and they are back in the Eastern Conference Finals after sweeping the Florida Panthers. The Bolts won Game 4, 2-0. Florida Panthers were the NHL's top-seeded team entering the playoffs, but that did not matter once they matched up against the Bolts during the second-round series. Right now, the Lightning are facing a matchup between either the Carolina Hurricanes or the New York Rangers in the conference finals.
Max Defender 8, the most advanced weather radar in Florida. Sponsored by Cool Today.
We have a couple of clouds out there this morning. We have high humidity, so it is 80 and it is steamy when you walk out the door. Now, here's the thing. We're going to see sort of that mix of sun and clouds, and by your lunchtime, we're already at 89. Now, there's not going to be any rain, so you can leave the office if you want to go get lunch somewhere, but I would highly recommend eating that lunch somewhere where there's some air conditioning. And by the time you're driving home, there may be some spotty showers. I'm thinking most of us are still dry and still hot at 92. So let's take you through the day on your high resolution forecast model. So we have some clouds kind of mixed in with the sun throughout the day, but notice by 3:15, it's still dry. And this is the hottest part of the day, so that's why temperatures are running above average. Now by 6 o'clock, okay, there's some spotty showers, but there's still not a lot. Just like what happened last night, around 10, 11, midnight, some of these showers may spread right along the coast before they head out into the Gulf of Mexico. Tomorrow, same thing. So we're going to be in the low to mid 90s both these days. As the rain chances start increasing, the coverage of rain happening in the afternoon helps hold our afternoon highs closer to average for Friday and Saturday, which is 89. How's traffic moving along?
Barely. Out in Polk County, we're talking about I-4, right? So we not only had overnight construction, but as I mentioned, we're talking about I-4. So that comes with just normal traffic any kind of day, right? So here's a live look. I-4 eastbound right near US 27. The further east you go, the more trouble you're going to run into. And it's all because one lane was shut down earlier this morning. Now, all lanes are open, but now we're just dealing with a higher volume of cars out there on the roads. Traffic moving anywhere between 20 and 50 miles per hour, so definitely account for delays on your morning commute. We're also still following that deadly crash investigation taking place in Bradenton, right along 14th Street. Paul Amison just got on scene in Eagle 8 HD. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Deanne, good morning. Yeah, we're just south of Cortez Boulevard down here in the Bradenton area. You see Florida Highway Patrol have the roadway shut down in the northbound lane. Southbound, you're able to make it through. But again, use caution because there's still plenty of police activity out here. And it looks like the roadway will be shut down for a little while longer. So you want to avoid the area. Back to you.
All right. Thanks, Paul.
Well, after controversy surrounding math books, the state of Florida now turning its attention to social studies textbooks.
The changes the Education Department is looking to make ahead of next school year, plus parents across the country scrambling to find baby formula for their kids. And a shipment from Germany just came in.
Why it's going to take some time now for parents to see that formula hitting store shelves. Well, it may still take a little while for parents to see more baby formula on store shelves, and that's because hospitals and healthcare facilities are first in line for that recent shipment that flew into Indiana. The government says the shipment is enough to take care of 9,000 babies and 18,000 toddlers. The White House says another shipment from Germany will land in Washington, D.C. now in the coming days. New this morning, President Biden expanding on recent comments that angered China. He says there is no change to a U.S. policy of strategic ambiguity on Taiwan. During his trip to Japan, the president said he'd be willing to use force to defend Taiwan if it were invaded by China. He has been clear in his stance that the U.S. will always push for a free and open Indo-Pacific region. China responded by saying it will not allow any external force to interfere in its internal affairs.
It is 6:14. Lee's rescue dog Pickles is here this morning, so it must be time for a Pickles pick. Who'd she pick this week?
You know, this week at the Humane Society of Tampa Bay, we found a dog that actually makes Pickles look big. Meet Coco.
Coco is only 6 pounds. You can hold her in both your hands. She's a Chihuahua mix. Well, just from looking at her, you can see there's a bit of a skin situation going on, but we are treating that, giving her all the medical love she needs and emotional love she needs. You can tell that she was a mom. You can tell just by looking at her underbelly, and she is just full of personality once you get to be around her just a little while.
Obviously, Coco is very tiny. Is there a type of family that would work better with a dog like that?
Because Coco is so tiny and petite, she can really do good in any home size, but we would recommend maybe older children or adults just because she is so timid at first. Every time an animal comes into the Humane Society of Tampa Bay, they leave with their vaccinations, they are spay or neuter, they're sterilized, and they're microchipped, so they are ready to go home.
And this little nugget is ready for her new home in her Pickles Pick bandana.
And you can guess, Coco has been adopted, although she now goes by the name Gemma, and she lives with Kiki Carlson and her family. They say Gemma loves to burrow and build a nest of blankets and pillows, but I also have an update on last week's Pickles Pick. Now, Opal has found a home with the Armagos family. They'd had their eye on her for a while. They weren't ready to adopt until they saw her on Pickles Pick, and they wanted to get to the Humane Society. Immediately jumped in their car, headed there to make sure they could take her home. So I'm glad we were able to bring them together. And you know what? There are so many animals that need their forever homes, too. Here are a few currently up for adoption at the Humane Society of Tampa Bay.
Thank you, Lee. Well, Florida education officials will begin choosing social studies textbooks for next year. The state's current guidelines ban topics related to social justice and social emotional learning. Textbook publishers now have until June 10th to submit their social studies proposals to the state's education department.
Well, this morning, Manatee County commissioners will vote on a county administrator's contract. This comes just days after a letter was sent to them about a number of concerns regarding Dr. Scott Hopes. A county watchdog sent the letter listing concerns about transparency and how he handles public records requests, as well as a lack of communication in the office. The county commission chairman is calling this letter a, quote, strategic political attack. 6:16 is the time. We'll get you back over to Lee now.
Yeah, we're taking a look back at the last 6 hours. And don't be surprised if you wake up and your lawn's a little wet, especially if you live west of I-75. We did have some rumbles of thunder coming through around midnight, 1 o'clock. Now, clearly, they're all gone now. But this may be the case again tonight, where we'll see some late night storms rumble closer to the coast. That has left us with kind of a hazy sky this morning. This is a look from the Winters and Yocker camera over Bayshore Boulevard. It's still gorgeous as the sun begins to rise right around 77. So it's already warm out there. It's already humid. 77 in Lakewood Ranch. St. Pete, you're at 78, and Brooksville's at 74. Even my weather watcher, Wendy in Brooksville, checked in with me this morning at around 72. So heading into school, kids, a little easier toward the end of school, right? 80 when you first walk in, 89 by your lunch period, and 93 after school. Then the rain chances are going to increase. But when it's 93, look at this heat index, 99. So a little bit of a breeze and some of those late day storms if you're taking the boat out. Southeast winds will become southwest as the sea breeze develops at about 10 to 15 knots. So I do think we won't see quite this much rain today, but where we will see it, again, west of I-75 late tonight and into the overnight hours. And I think pretty similar tomorrow. But notice that the coverage of rain is going to increase toward the end of the week, up to about a 60% rain chance on Friday. And yes, more of those are going to add clouds and showers during the hottest part of the day. So it allows those temperatures to be held in the upper 80s, even as we get closer to Memorial Day. Let's check in with traffic.
All right, good morning, everybody. Checking in with Southern Hillsborough County. So Brandon, Riverview, Apollo Beach, good morning to you. Taking a live look, I-75 north southbound lanes here, right near that Brandon Boulevard, also known as State Road 60, that exit ramp there. The ramps are clear. However, if you are going to be getting off on 301, there is a little bit of that new traffic pattern on Bloomingdale, along with some lane closures. So be careful through that area. If you're going to be headed down to the Brandon Riverview area, I-4 down to Sun City Center Boulevard will be about your normal 20-minute commute. I'm not seeing any delays yet. We did have a car breakdown in the northbound lanes of the Howard Franklin Bridge, but that road ranger has cleared everything out, and all lanes of the Howard Franklin are open. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Deanne. An unforgettable moment for a high school senior in Hillsborough County.
Yeah, how she overcame some frightening odds to cross the stage and get her diploma. And Pfizer and Moderna trying to get approval now from the FDA to distribute COVID shots for infants and toddlers.
A timeline on when the FDA could make a decision after the break. Welcome back to News Channel 8 today. The FDA's expert committee will meet June 15th to review the COVID vaccines for infants and toddlers. The FDA will be looking over data for the vaccines made by Pfizer and Moderna. The agency announced the date of the meeting just hours after Pfizer said its 3-dose vaccine for children ages 6 months to 5 years old was 80% effective against the Omicron COVID variant. And tonight, city leaders in Tampa will be meeting to address the growing homeless population in the city. The city says it's already working with organizations like Tampa Hope. It's giving people experiencing homelessness an option for transitional housing. Tampa Hope is run by the Catholic Diocese of St. Petersburg, and it now has a location in Tampa on East 3rd Avenue in Ybor City.
Cottages, so these are small kind of one bedroom, one little room type structure that has AC, it has a bed in there, and it has a little area for like a desk area. So, and it has AC, heat, and it withstands hurricane winds.
This community is just like any other, that population is there, and they need the supports and a hand up to try to get into a better situation.
Last year, Tampa Hope provided 100 tents as shelter, and now they're trying to raise funds in order to get 200 more. If you'd like to attend tonight's meeting on homelessness, it's at 540 at HCC Ybor.
Well, New York City's last payphone was pulled from the ground yesterday. The process to phase out the phone started in 2015. The city now focusing on their CityLink kiosks, which offer free power, internet, and Wi-Fi throughout all 5 boroughs. Well, ahead at 6:30 today, NOAA's going to be giving its official hurricane forecast.
Lee Span gives us a preview of what to expect. Plus, a lot of you are making plans on a boat for this Memorial Day weekend. We're live on a boat with ways to keep you and your family safe. It is 6:24 right now. You're watching News Channel 8 today.